Is this one of the most disturbing photos in National Forest history? 48-year-old Robert Landsberg had visited Mount St. Helens numerous times leading up to the eruption. Robert was a professional, award-winning photographer, and there's no doubt that he saw this unique event as an opportunity to capture some once-in-a-lifetime photos. And thus, on the evening of May 17th, 1980, Robert camped out near Mount St. Helens and wrote an ominous prediction in his journal. He jotted down the words, quote, "Feel right on the verge of something." The next morning, he drove his car deeper into the national forest, all the way until he was only 4 miles away from the summit of Mount St. Helens. Robert was up early, camera in hand, at 8:32 a.m. on May 18th. He had actually hiked a short distance away from his car and was taking pictures of the growing bulge on the side of Mount St. Helens when all of a sudden the earth began to shake and the mountain shot a giant wave of volcanic ash in all directions. This, of course, included Robert's direction. We don't know, obviously, how Robert felt in his final moments. We don't know if he was scared or even if he knew that he was going to die. All that we know is that Robert did make an attempt to save himself, and even more so, he made an attempt to share this historical moment, the eruption, with the world against pretty much all odds. Watching this black cloud kind of float closer to him, Robert quickly retreated back to his car and he snapped a bunch of photos along the way. Time was running out. This all happened so fast. And so after taking a few shots, all of which again showed this black cloud getting closer and closer, Robert kind of ducked into his car to take cover, but he didn't stop there. In the final few seconds of his life, Robert took the roll of film out of his camera and then he put it into a canister. He then placed the roll of film into his backpack, and then in his final action, Robert flung his body over the backpack, basically in a last-ditch effort to preserve the historical photographs that he had just taken. After this, Robert was tragically killed instantly when the cloud of volcanic ash, the very same cloud that he had just photographed, overtook him. But thanks to Robert's quick thinking in those final few moments of his life, he basically cemented himself as an outdoor photography legend. And I say that, of course, because his roll of film, buried deep inside that backpack and shielded by his body, well, it survived. Somehow, his photos were developed, and though they were a bit damaged, they've given us a unbelievably up-close look at the Mount St. Helens eruption. I mean, these photos are truly one of a kind, and honestly, some of the most disturbing photos that I've ever seen.